The target he chose next was the orc tribe. As for why he hadn't attacked them for half a year, it was because all orcs were C-rank monsters. Each one was as strong as a goblin king, and the strongest orc king was even B-rank. At this level, he had never defeated even one before. Now he felt his strength was finally enough, so he decided to challenge them. At first, things went smoothly under his command. The only difference was that it took longer than fighting goblins. But unexpectedly, within the orc tribe, there were orc mages. It was his first time seeing magic, and it was on monsters. This left him speechless. Although orc mages were also C-rank, they were much stronger than regular orcs. Once they joined the battle, the situation instantly reversed. A large number of Jack's summoned beasts were wiped out. In desperation, he decided to take them out first. Using his throwing skill, he instantly killed one. But when he tried to throw again, the orc mages turned out to be smart. They hid behind obstacles, yet could still cast magic. But Jack had no way to deal with them. He couldn't possibly charge into the enemy lines himself, and with orcs blocking the front, his summoned beasts couldn't break through quickly. With no other choice, he resorted to a clumsy method. He abandoned defense and focused solely on offense. At his current limit, he could summon 20,000 beasts. He could replenish mana with fruits, so he could rely on sheer numbers to overwhelm them. However, only 67 summoned beasts could exist on the field at once, so it became a war of attrition. Before long, the orc king couldn't sit still anymore. Seeing him step onto the battlefield, Jack decided to test his strength, but the result was far stronger than he expected. His summoned beasts couldn't withstand even a single hit, but all he could do was keep summoning and continue. After several rounds, he still hadn't landed a single hit on the orc king. Instead, his summoning speed was slower than the king's killing speed. At that moment, an orc mage hiding in the back ambushed him, killing the night beast protecting him. Without a defensive beast, he was exposed to the mage's attacks. In panic, he let the bear take the hits, but the bear wasn't as effective as the knight. The shockwave still injured him significantly. Although he could summon many beasts, he couldn't protect himself. But just as he decided to retreat, the one who arrived was the captain of the Night Order. According to Jack's estimation, they should have arrived a day later, but they caught him completely off guard. Because it happened so suddenly, he didn't have time to dismiss his summoned beasts. But the captain didn't say much. He simply walked straight toward the orc king. As for the other orcs, he left them to the vice captain. Although Jack knew his identity was likely exposed, instead of regretting it, he was more curious about how the battle would unfold. What surprised him was that, against the orc king's attacks, the captain didn't dodge at all. He chose to confront them head-on. His strength even surpassed that of the orc king. In Jack's understanding, B-rank monsters in this world were strong enough to destroy a city. Yet against such a foe, the captain still fought with ease. As for the vice captain's strength, Jack had clearly seen before that he couldn't even beat a 6 or 7-year-old sword saint. But facing the surrounding C-rank orcs, he showed no fear at all. The blue glow around him looked familiar. It resembled the EX skill the sword saint used to defeat him. Jack didn't expect him to have it too. With a single strike, he wiped out a group of orcs. This could only mean his level was extremely high. Otherwise, a 1-star spearman wouldn't have such power. As for why he lost to Lisa back then, it was clearly because he didn't use his full strength, and he was using a sword instead of a spear at the time. Meanwhile, the other side of the battlefield reached a critical moment. The captain leaped into the air, unleashing his full power. With a flash of sword light, the once overwhelmingly powerful orc king was suddenly split in half. A B-rank monster was killed in a single strike, and he didn't even use an EX skill. Jack never expected a 2-star swordmaster to have such strength. Afterward, Jack naturally couldn't run away, but to his surprise, his true strength had already been discovered long ago. After all, ever since he became the Lord's servant, the number of monsters nearby had noticeably decreased. Combined with the level he showed when fighting the eldest son, and the fact that he escaped from a B-rank monster, it was hard not to suspect him, and the Lord had figured it out even earlier. But the only thing he didn't guess was that Jack's talent was summoning. Although he had never seen such an ability, he still chose to keep it secret for Jack. As someone experienced, he knew better than anyone that this ability must not be exposed. Jack didn't know what the Lord had gone through, but he was grateful to the captain. Although he failed to defeat the orc tribe this time, he didn't lose heart. Instead, he succeeded 6 or 7 days later. He realized that as long as he changed his strategy, first having his summoned beasts encircle from all sides, preventing the orcs from forming a formation, then prioritizing the orc mages, the orc king would be easy to handle. A swarm tactic could finish the job. Defeating an orc tribe granted more than 7 times the experience of a goblin tribe. This made his leveling efficiency much higher. But not long after, a royal messenger suddenly arrived in their territory, and he brought terrible news. The eldest son had been killed in battle. This left everyone in disbelief. He was only 15 years old. The Lord was about to demand an explanation, but the messenger had no intention of responding. He was only there to deliver the message. At that moment, Jack's doubts were finally resolved. Why the eldest son had asked him to protect his sister before leaving. He had already sensed something was wrong, and the Lord and his wife clearly knew as well what exactly that noble duty was. All they knew was that when the young lady learned the truth that day, she had a huge fight with her father. She cried terribly. Then she ran back to her room. They thought she would calm down after some time, but no one expected that she would secretly run away from home. No one knew where she went. The entire territory fell into panic, and as her servant, Jack hurried out to search for her.